Yo, welcome back to another broadcast of the weekly with me, Neff. Let's jump right into it, guys. Anybody that is a fan of Fallout, you will be very happy with this bit of news that I'm about to bring you right now. The Hollywood Reporter says Fallout officially renewed for Season 2 by Amazon. Prime Video has picked up the acclaimed sci-fi series, which is expected to shift production to California for its second season. Let me read a little more into this article, guys. It's official. The sci-fi action comedy Fallout will return for a second season. Prime Video renewed the series based on the popular Bethesda Softworks game franchise and adapted by showrunners Geneva Robertson Durrett and Graham Wagner, and produced by Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. So yeah, with that being said, guys, great news there for anybody that is a fan of Fallout. We talked about this on a earlier broadcast of the weekly. I talked about the trailer dropping. I talked about just expectations of what was going to come in the future, because there were fans of the show and people that even didn't play the video game were fans of the show as well. So we kind of speculated a couple broadcasts ago that they were going to announce a season 2. We were just waiting to get confirmation on when they were going to do it. So it seems like they have finally greenlit that season 2, and like I said, anybody that's a fan of Fallout, the video game, Fallout of the show, after seeing it, you're going to be seeing season 2 very soon. I would expect probably a release sometime in 2025. I don't think they're going to take a long time to actually get this thing off the ground here. I think they're going to try to strike while the iron's hot. So like I've said, I've heard good things about Fallout. I do need to watch some Fallout. I think it's a step in the right direction for Amazon, number one, and I think it's a step in the right direction for video game adaptations. That's a big topic for us on the Popcorn Square. We've talked about that a couple times, and I think we're going to deep dive on that as well in a future episode on the podcast, because it's something that's happening a lot more recently and more frequently within cinema and television. They're starting to tag on to those video game IPs and bring those out to live action cinematic universes, you could say, and or television platforms, which we are seeing with Fallout, and we've seen with Last of Us as well. Anyway, guys, next article. This one is from Variety, another cool one. Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds fight to the effing death in raunchy MCU debut. Now, we've talked about this Deadpool 3 trailer as well. Deadpool and Wolverine, I guess it's technically called. We talked about that teaser trailer that came out. This looks like it's really the full length, I guess you could say official/final trailer, because I think the movie's coming out in July. So we actually got about 2-3 minute trailer. I'm going to have that link in the description for you as well. But I actually took a look at that trailer. It's awesome. It's kind of everything that you'd expect from a Deadpool type movie. We're kind of still speculating on what that Act 3 is going to be like in the film, because we know that Ryan Reynolds was having some trouble actually, do what he wanted to do as far as the creative process with Disney. There was some back and forth between them, and we've talked about that as well. But I think, from what we saw in the trailer, I think people should really be confident about this film. Like I said, part 1, part 2, Act 1, Act 2, if you'd like to call it, those things should be solid, because we've heard just from reports that those parts of the movie are solid. But Act 3 is where it kind of gets sketchy, so I think we'll really be paying attention to that when the movie finally does come out. But I have to say, I really did like the trailer. It's pretty funny, very reminiscent of a Deadpool movie. If you're familiar with Deadpool, you watch the trailer, you'll be very pleased with it. Very funny trailer, and I think it adds excitement to the release of this film, especially seeing Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds really interacting for the first time. But let me read a little more of this article, guys. Marvel's favorite frenemies are back in the second trailer for the hotly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine, the third installment in the Deadpool series of films and the first set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This time, Deadpool and Wolverine fight like bloody hell to the tune of Madonna's Like a Prayer. I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about, Deadpool tells Wolverine in the trailer, to which Wolverine responds, not my effing problem. Is that what you said when your world went to SHIT? Deadpool retorts, provoking Wolverine to strike his crotch with those claws before Deadpool shoots him several times in the torso. So without giving too much information, guys, on the rest of the trailer, that's what you're in for when you do watch the trailer. Like I said, typical Deadpool stuff, especially with the banter between the two. So like I said, awesome trailer. The link to that trailer is going to be in the description, as well as the article if you'd like to read a little more. Definitely going to be exciting for Marvel when they drop that film. Like I said, we're anticipating it, and we want to see what happens with that third act specifically, but the whole movie in general. Next article, and the last article from The Hollywood Reporter again. Netflix to stop providing subscriber numbers in 2025, marking end of an era in streaming wars. The company said the change is coming amid different pricing for plans and greater focus on revenue and engagement. Netflix will stop reporting quarterly subscriber numbers starting with its first quarter 2025 earnings, as the company says it's more focused on other metrics. Additionally, the streaming giant said Thursday that it would stop reporting average revenue per member, which it refers to as ARM. The company had already stopped in the company's earnings report. Netflix said the decision came amid rising profit numbers. All right, so with that being said, guys, what do you think about that? Just from an accounting standpoint, you know, if they're not actually showing you the subscriber numbers as far as what's going on with Netflix, is this a way of them cooking the books if you don't know how many people are actually subscribed to the company? Of course, they're still collecting the data on this stuff behind the scenes, but I guess they might just not post it publicly. I guess it could affect the stock, especially if the subscriber numbers are down, up and down. Anything can affect stock these days. So I think, you know, it's shady on one end, but it's also smart, because what you can do is you can really I guess you can protect yourself from any volatility that you might see in your stock price by maybe not hitting subscriber number targets, you know, especially if you forecast to hit a certain target and you kind of fall beneath it. Also, the subscriber numbers really tells you who's in the lead when it comes to the streaming wars game, hence the title where it says this is the end of the streaming wars. I do know that Netflix was really big on the subscriber numbers and posting those, kind of like a badge of honor for them. I'm wondering if the other networks, or I guess I should say streaming platforms, are as amid about subscriber numbers as Netflix is and was. I wonder if they really talk about the subscriber numbers, or if they just talk about, you know, how many people were watching the shows that they put out on their originals. But I wonder, you know, if they are into subscriber numbers like Netflix, and I'll do more research on that, do they follow suit and elect to stop providing those subscriber numbers as well quarterly? I wonder. So yeah, I'll leave it there today, guys. We had 3 cool articles there. We talked about Fallout Season 2 news. We talked about the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, and we talked about Netflix. I think we had some cool articles, some cool information there. All the links to these articles are going to be in the description, as well as the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Please go check all of these bits of information out. Very cool bits of information there. I'm going to leave it there for this broadcast of the weekly. I believe it's weekly number 21. Very cool, very cool. Glad you guys are still watching. Glad you guys are fans of the weekly broadcast on the Popcorn Square podcast. Please be looking out for the next episode of the Popcorn Square podcast coming out this Friday. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications, and share with a friend. It's Neff signing off. Be safe.